Hey, I'm bringing a few people from work home with me tonight for dinner. So you have to cook up something special for us, okay?
What? How many people are coming? When did this happen?
About 6, I think. Yeah, altogether we'll have 6 guests.
You need to let me know about this stuff sooner. I already went to the store today, and now I have to go again.
But you still have plenty of time, right? It's just cooking dinner after all. You do it every day.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say. It's not you who has to get everything ready. So, what time will you all be getting here?
In about an hour or so. We'll be leaving the office in a few minutes.
There's no way I can get back to the store and then come back and cook in just an hour.
But there must be something at home you can make for us, right? There must be something. Just do that and figure something out for us, okay?
There's just no way I can make that happen. There's not enough time, like I said. It's not going to be a proper dinner for guests, I'm afraid. Please let them know that it's short notice.
Yeah, that's because you haven't been keeping up with the shopping like you're supposed to, isn't it? Just do what you need to do and get it together, understand? You're the wife at home all day, and you should be able to figure something out, regardless of the time involved.
I'm telling you, it's just not doable. It's not a reasonable request. Why don't you give me more advance notice? That would have just been common courtesy.
Quit giving me attitude. I told you what needs to happen, so make it happen. It's very simple. And besides, you're the reason this is all happening in the first place.
What? Me? How am I the reason for all this? What's that supposed to mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lunch you packed for me is the reason for all this. You have only yourself to blame.
Your lunch? What does that even mean? Was there something wrong with it?
Yeah, it was disgusting. What were you thinking?
Huh? It was perfectly fine. What are you talking about?
You know what you did. That lunch was all low-quality food and leftovers. It was embarrassing.
Wait a minute. You're wrong about that. I made everything in that lunch myself, just like I always do. It was all made from scratch by me.
Don't lie to me. I know that's not true. I was completely embarrassed in front of my coworkers because of that lunch. I mean, some of them were even saying that they feel sorry for me. Can you believe that?
That's ridiculous. There was nothing to feel sorry about in there. It was good food, just like I always make for you. I got up at 5 a.m. to make that for you, you know? That's what I always do. If there was something wrong with it, I apologize. But it wasn't discount food or leftovers. I promise you.
Let's start with the bread. Why is it the cheapest bread on the market, and why was it wheat bread?
Huh? I used wheat bread because it's healthier than white bread and other types of bread. That brand of bread is cheaper than a lot of the other ones, but it's still good quality bread, I promise you. In other words, I chose that bread because I care about your health and what you eat.
Yeah, well, my coworkers just think it looks like you're stingy and we have no money to spend on better bread. And the dessert you put in there, too. Why was it the same cookies we had last week? It's like you just saved them for a week after you baked them and then threw them in there because you had nothing else better prepared.
I made those cookies from scratch both last week and this week. You liked them so much that I decided to make them for you again. So they weren't left over from last week.
That was last week. I don't want the same thing over and over again. You need to put more effort into the weekly menu.
Wow. Okay, if that's the case, you need to spend some time with me every week so that we can decide on the menu together. At any rate, the doctor did tell you that you need to cut down on sweet and sugary things. So that's another reason for us to talk about.
I don't care about that. Forget about the doctor. And why aren't you getting more creative than just making me a sandwich? Don't you have any better ideas than that?
You know I make you plenty of things besides sandwiches. I just do sandwiches for you sometimes in order to save time so that I can concentrate on having a really good dinner waiting for you when you come home from work.
Don't make excuses. My lunches and my dinners are both your responsibility. You're supposed to be putting effort into both of them. If I don't eat good food at every meal, I can't do my job properly. And if I can't do my job, we're both out on the street. Understand?
You're all over the place, and I don't know why you're suddenly behaving like this. Where is this coming from? If you don't like the lunches that I'm packing for you, just get what you want to eat at a restaurant around your office or something.
Oh, that's so easy for you to say. You don't know how that looks, especially after what happened today.
I don't know what to tell you. I always make you the best food I know how, and I'm always thinking of your health, too.
Well, I have news for you. You're failing miserably at both of those things. Look, you're unemployed and you do nothing but sit around the house all day. You really ought to be able to do better than this.
I'm not unemployed and doing nothing, so please stop saying that about me because it's not true.
Oh, is that so? You don't have a job and you're not studying or trying to get one. So what is it that you actually do?
I'm a housewife. That's not the same as being unemployed, and it certainly isn't sitting around doing nothing. I keep plenty busy taking care of all the cooking, cleaning, and everything else that goes into making our home a good place to live. It's far from easy, I assure you.
But it's nothing compared to what I do all day, every day. I work for a living.
Well, maybe your job is tough, but I can tell you that my work around the house is never, ever finished.
Ah, yes. You always put on a good show of being super busy. I'll give you that. But if you really were that busy all the time, we wouldn't be having this conversation, would we? I mean, going to the grocery store today so that you can get a good meal ready for me and my coworkers isn't that difficult now, is it? Anyone should be able to get that done.
But you didn't tell me about any of that until just now. I told you that I need some advance notice for something like this.
Hey, taking care of stuff like this on short notice is your job. You say you're taking care of things all day, every day, so take care of this. Just get it done, okay? I'm depending on you.
You're making no sense at all. I can't just read your mind or magically make dinner for 8 people materialize out of thin air.
I already explained this all to you, didn't I? I'll tell you one more time. It's because the lunch that you packed for me was so lousy that I had to invite all these coworkers over for dinner tonight. I'm giving you a chance to redeem yourself and recover your reputation. It's your chance to shine. So you're welcome.
Redeem myself? What does that even mean? I haven't done anything wrong.
This is your opportunity to serve my colleagues some decent food and help me prove to them that my wife isn't an incompetent loafer.
Wow. Did you actually just say that to me? Well, I don't really care what they think about me, just so you know. It's not my concern at all.
Maybe you don't care, but I do. My reputation is on the line too, you know. Do you not see and understand that? You need to back me up.
Fine, but none of that changes the fact that I won't be able to get dinner together for all those people at a moment's notice. As it happens, I have something that I have to do tonight, so I suggest making it another day. And if you have to do it today, then you should eat dinner out. That's the best plan of action for you, I'm afraid.
You're just bound and determined to avoid your responsibility, huh? You always have an excuse.
Like I said, if you had given me more advance notice, I could have put something together, but it's not going to happen like this.
My God, you are useless. Why did I marry you again?
Okay, that's enough now. You're just being cruel and I don't like being treated like that.
Fine. I'm going out drinking tonight, so have something ready for me when I come home.
Okay. How about pasta? Or maybe a grilled cheese sandwich? Those are good after drinking.
I don't need you to ask for my input about every little thing, woman. Just use your brain and make me something fit for a working man.
But you clearly aren't happy with what I'm making you, so I'm trying to make sure you get what you want. This is wearing me out. I'm trying to do what you need me to do.
Wearing you out? Oh, now I've heard it all. I don't hear any of the other guys at work being told that by their wives.
Okay. You don't want to hear it. I get it. I understand, so give me a break, okay? We're going around in circles here.
I'll give you a break when you stop contradicting me at every turn. You like to rile me up, apparently. Just do what I say. Stop giving me attitude and make me some dinner.
Fine.
Hey, answer me. What are you doing?
Yes, what is it? I'm just finishing up some laundry.
I'm bringing the boys home for dinner, just like I said I would. Are you ready?
Yep, I know. I've been getting dinner ready all day.
And today's Friday, so I'm gonna have them stay the night too.
Huh? Wait, when did you decide that? They're staying the night? Tonight?
That's right. All of them.
Hang on a second. We can't put all of them up for the night. I wish you'd consulted me about it.
And why is that? What is there to talk about? And what's the problem?
The problem is that we don't have places for all of them to sleep. Trevor, why can't you tell me important details like that ahead of time? This is a problem.
Oh, come on. There's plenty of time to figure something out.
Please don't tell me that like it's just some small thing. Having all those people not only come over to eat, but also stay the night is not a small thing. There's no way I can rearrange everything here and make room for all of them on such short notice. This isn't that big a house.
Are you saying you intend to make all of them sleep on the floor? That had better not be your solution.
Of course I'm not saying that. I don't want that any more than you do, but what I am saying is that you shouldn't have invited them to stay over without asking me about it in advance. You need to communicate better with me about things like this.
Well, it's too late now. I've already extended the invitation and they're all coming with the expectation of eating your great food and then staying the night.
What? Why do you refuse to consult me on important things like this? You make all the promises to them and then I need to deliver without getting any advance notice. Are we or are we not a couple? We're supposed to be a team.
Sure, we're a couple, but I'm the breadwinner in this house and what I say goes. Every team has a leader and in this house, it's me.
Do you even hear yourself? You're being totally unreasonable.
All I'm trying to do is keep a good relationship with my coworkers. They all look up to me and I need to show them how to be a top performer like I am.
Oh, really? And how about keeping a good relationship with me, your wife? Is this relationship not worth your effort?
You're the one who's making that difficult, not me. It takes two.
Oh, is that how it looks to you? I'm the difficult and unreasonable one? This whole scenario is just wrong. We can't go on like this.
At any rate, those guys are staying over tonight, so you'd better not be giving me this kind of attitude in front of them. Just get the house in order and be ready for us when we arrive. This ends here. Understand?
Fine. Have it your way.
Where have you disappeared to?
We ran out of ice, so I'm out getting some, like you told me to.
You can't just take off like this. You need to ask me if you're going to leave when we have guests here.
Oh, give me a break, please. You were busy talking with our guests about what a great salesman you are and how they need to follow your example. I told you what I was doing when I left. You just weren't listening to me. Whose fault is that? If you don't want me to leave and get ice, you shouldn't have made such a big deal about us being out of it in the first place.
Shut up already. You always find a way to annoy me. If I didn't hear you say it, then you didn't say it.
You are being completely unreasonable again. I told you exactly what I was doing and where I was going.
Just be sure to get some snacks to go with our beer, too. Do that and I'll think about forgiving you.
I already got the ice and I'm on my way back. Plus, I can't carry any more than I already am. Ice is heavy, you know.
Turn around and go get those snacks. You're practically there.
I told you I can't do that. My hands are totally full at this point. Look, I'm not your servant. If you want snacks, you'll have to get them yourself. Or send one of the guests to get them.
I thought I told you to stop contradicting me at every turn. Guests are here and you need to be cooperative. All you need to do is what I tell you to do. I'm the man of the house and what I say goes.
The man of the house? Really? Are you sure you want to make that argument?
You've got a lot of nerve taking that attitude all the time when you don't even do an honest day's work. Don't think you can just backtalk me all the time and get away with it. There will be repercussions.
You think you're the one who makes this house into a home? You're mistaken if that's what you think. If you think I'm wasting time or sitting around doing nothing, I'll go and get a job. How about that? Then you can't accuse me of being a loafer anymore. What do you say? Would that satisfy you?
I say no. That's what I say. You're not getting out of your duties that easily.
Why? Again, you're making no sense. Make up your mind about what you want from me because you can't have it both ways.
I'm not going to have you getting a job and then getting even more disrespectful to me than you already are. Nice try, though.
That's not what would happen. Why do you think that's what would happen?
No, I know exactly how that would play out and I won't have it. I won't. Once you start making the slightest bit of money on your own, you'll get even more cocky and unreliable. I know you.
Why would I do that? That wouldn't help the situation at all. I'm trying to make things go more smoothly around here, not exacerbate them. Although, if I were to get a job, we would definitely need to split up the housekeeping chores.
And there it is. I knew it. My God, you're predictable. You're already trying to use a future job as an excuse to get out of what little work you actually do. If that's how it'll be, I'd much rather you stick to what you do now. At least I know what to expect.
Good grief. Nothing ever satisfies you. I'm at my wit's end with all this.
Just turn around and get those snacks for us. End of discussion. Got it. Are we clear? Where are you? You're not here and neither is anyone else.
I'm at the train station, in the parking lot.
What are you doing there?
The rest of them all woke up before you and said they needed to go home after breakfast. So I drove them all here to catch their trains home.
What were you thinking? I didn't tell you to do that.
Now what are you upset about? That I took them instead of you taking them? If that's the case, you should have woken up earlier.
I was planning to take them to the driving range today and show them my new clubs. You shouldn't have just let them leave like that. Why are you so incapable of doing what I need you to do?
Oh, come on. There's no way I could have known your plans to go to the range because, once again, you said nothing to me about them. They all said they wanted to go, so I took them. That's all there was to it. I was just being hospitable, which is what I thought you wanted me to do.
Why didn't you wake me up? That's what I wanted you to do.
I tried, but you wouldn't get up, remember? I said I was getting breakfast ready.
Then you should have made them wait for me.
That's not right. I couldn't just tell them they had to stay when they asked me for a ride. I mean, how do you tell guests that they can't leave? After all, it's the weekend and they all had things to do, I'm sure. Again, if you'd let me know about your plan, I could have helped. But again, you didn't.
You really are just useless. You know that.
And you really are altogether too insulting to me. I did nothing wrong.
If you have something to say, then say it. I'm listening.
Okay, how about this? I made breakfast for all of them without even being asked to. They all loved my pancakes.
Well, of course you did. That's just common courtesy with overnight guests. That's nothing to be bragging about or expecting praise for. You're just annoying me now, once again.
Then cook for them yourself next time and you can get all the praise for it. I've told you over and over. If you have something that you need from me, Tell me ahead of time because I'm not a mind reader. You can take those guys to the driving range tomorrow or another day, can't you? Just don't blame me for not being able to accommodate you when you can't even be bothered to communicate to me ahead of time what's going on or what you're planning.
You're the one who sent them home without talking to me. That's totally 100% your fault.
No, I told you before. That's not how it happened. They told me they needed to go home, so I took them to get on the train. End of story.
You were wrong for not taking my feelings into account and keeping them here longer.
Excuse me? Just how much do I have to do for you? How dependent on me are you?
Dependent on you? Not at all. You're the one who's depending on me. I'm just telling you that you should have been paying better attention to me.
Okay, I give up. There's just no pleasing you.
Aha! No response, I see.
I'm through with this. I just can't even anymore.
What do you mean by that? Say what you want to say.
I mean that, from now on, I'm only going to do what you specifically tell me to do. No more guessing or mind-reading games. Just say it and say it all, and that's exactly what I'll do. Nothing more and nothing less.
What's this now? You're suddenly a model wife, obediently waiting for her instructions?
Like I said, I'll only do what you tell me to do. From now on, I will do what you tell me to do and nothing more than that.
Don't play games with me now. You won't like where that leads.
I'm not playing any games. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do.
Don't forget, you'll be out on the street if I decide to divorce you. You know that, right?
Divorce me? Where did that come from?
That's right. You should be very careful. You don't want to end up on the street without any skills and work experience.
Divorce?
You really should show more gratitude for the life I give you and all you have, you know. You have no place but here in this house, so show some respect.
No, I don't think that's the case at all. You're wrong about that.
Oh, really? Then why don't we just get divorced, if you're so confident about all that?
Yes, let's do that.
Oh, you're ready to flirt with disaster, are you?
Sure, let's do it. I'm serious.
Oh, really? There are no retractions allowed, you know.
Yep, I'll take you up on that offer. Let's do it. When I get home, I'll get the forms online and fill them out, and then you can do your portion.
Oh, this'll be a hoot. You really are trying to end up on the street, aren't you? You better not come crawling back once this is done, because I'll just change the locks and tell you to go home to Mommy and Daddy.
Oh, I'll be back soon, so just sit tight.
You're talking a big game. Enjoy it while it lasts. Fair warning, you're gonna regret this, and when you do, don't expect me to dry your tears for you.
I just submitted the divorce papers. You can download them and sign them, and then submit them whenever you're ready.
What? You actually did it? That was fast.
I did. So, are you coming home today or not? I need to know because I have things to do.
Nah, I won't be back until Monday. You've got plenty to keep yourself busy, what with packing and moving preparations and all. So you better hop to it. All those boxes aren't going to pack themselves.
I see you're still not really getting the picture here, but okay, whatever.
Huh. What am I not getting?
Quite a few things, actually. But it's too late at this point anyway, so you'll just have to find out when you find out.
What? Are we having some regrets suddenly?
Regrets? No, not at all.
At any rate, you have some serious packing to do. You better get to it. Call the moving company and have all your things out of there by Saturday. Got it.
Just curious. Aren't you packing up any of your own things?
Of course not. Why would I need to do that? You're the one who needs to pack your things up and get out, not me.
Oh, so you're counting on me even for this? Can't you even handle that on your own? I mean, how old are you anyway?
Quit trying to rile me up and get to it, okay?
I'm not trying to do anything to you. Fine, I guess if you can't do it yourself, I'll do it. As usual.
You need to stop looking to me for everything. It's not my job to do all that. It's your job.
Like I said before, I'm not doing anything except what you tell me to do. So do you want me to do your packing as well as my own or not?
Yes, do it.
Okay then, I'll do it for you after I've packed my own things.
Hey! Answer my call.
What do you want?
My key won't open the door here.
Yeah, I know it doesn't.
What? What did you do?
I changed the locks, obviously. It's a normal thing to do.
Why did you change them?
I changed them because you and I are divorced now and not living together anymore. Did you change your mind and decide you still want to live together after all?
Don't be obtuse. Why are you even still there at the house?
You told me to get the packing and moving done, so that's what I did. Your portion of all that is finished. Take care and good luck.
Huh?
I got it all done by Saturday, just like you told me to.
What are you trying to do? You're the one who's supposed to be moving out.
How on earth do you think that's what's happening? The house is in my name, not yours. Have you forgotten that?
Huh?
Yeah. I was living here when we got married, remember? You've only been living here because I let you, dummy. It was barely a year ago and you forgot already? Wow. Maybe you need to see a doctor about your memory problem.
So, what about all my things?
I sent all of that stuff to your parents in Houston.
Excuse me. You sent it all to my folks' place in Houston?
That's right. Why?
We're in Chicago. How much money did that cost?
Oh, no worries there. I sent it all COD to them, so they'll be the ones paying for it. I suppose you'll need to reimburse them, though.
What? Why?
Why? I did it for the same reason that I changed the locks. Because you and I aren't married anymore and this house belongs to me. You have no legal right to be here anymore, and so, as of now, your only legal residential address is your parents' place down there. Therefore, that's where I sent your things.
That's all well and good, but I still live here in Chicago and my job is here.
Then I guess you need to find another place here as soon as you can. And then you can have your things sent back here from Houston.
Do you have any idea how much that's going to end up costing me?
I have no idea. And it's not my problem, frankly.
Oh, just let me in the house already.
No. Sorry, but I don't just let any random stranger off the street come into my home.
Quit screwing around. Where do you expect me to go?
Why don't you go back to wherever you've been staying recently?
That was a co-worker's place. I can't just ask them to let me stay with them because my wife locked me out of my own home. Think about how that would look.
It looks like your only option. At least until you find a new place.
That's completely out of the question.
But why? All you should need to do is be your usual belligerent and condescending self and just tell one of them that they need to put you up for a while.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I've heard from some of them about you. They were actually apologizing to me, you know. It must be because they're as used to your habitual unreasonable demands as I am.
What the hell? You better take that back.
Yeah, they told me that you're not very good at your job, but you like to act like you're the expert on everything. It sounds like none of them like you very much. They also even said that you dragged them into coming over here that night, too. You told them you'd show them how a seasoned pro handles both his job and his wife, or something like that.
I didn't.
It reminded me of how you were complaining about the lunch I packed for you. You always somehow manage to disparage other people while tooting your own horn, don't you? You wanted to show those guys how a so-called seasoned pro keeps his wife in line and does what he pleases, huh?
I'm gonna get those guys.
No. Don't go trying to assert your dominance with them again, please. It's really, really tiresome.
Shut up, you!
Okay, I will. I will say nothing at all from now on, okay? Now, will you please get off my property?
That's not happening. Open the door.
I'm going to have to call the police pretty soon if you keep this up.
Don't get them involved. Don't do it.
Then what? Do I need to call your parents to come and pick you up here? Or maybe you should just start commuting from Houston?
You know that's not an option. Stop ridiculing me.
I'll be happy to, once you get off my property. Go find yourself a motel or something, for God's sake.
You know I can't do that either.
What? You can't even make a motel reservation for yourself? What a loser!
Shut your mouth and open the door now, woman. Do what you're told.
No. The time when you could talk to me like that is long gone, Trevor. And you can stop banging on the door, too. You'll disturb the neighbors and you'll also look like a crazy loser.
Knocking on the door isn't a disturbance. Now let me in the house.
Not a chance. No way, no how, no chance. I categorically refuse.
How do you think you're going to live and make ends meet without me and with no job? You can lock me out all you want, but that doesn't change the fact that you're broke.
Yes, you're right about that.
If you let me in, I could see my way to helping you out a little in that respect, you know.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Come on! No, you're not. You have no job and no income.
Yeah, so about that. I'm actually going back to my old company.
What? When did that happen?
It happened just recently. They're short-handed and they asked me to come back, so I'm starting soon. They told me I can work from home, so I decided to accept their offer.
You never told me about any of that.
That's because you never asked, and even if I did mention it, you would have either ignored it or come up with some reason to object to it. Because all you ever do is accuse me of being a lazy, do-nothing housewife.
And that's because all you ever do is contradict and disagree with me and never cooperate.
Then maybe you need to listen to what I say and take it to heart. You have no idea how hard I work at keeping this house nice and tidy, and you give me no credit for all the other things I do for you, like making your lunch and dinner every day and running your errands for you. I mean, you wouldn't even have any clothes to wear if it weren't for me.
That's all stuff that you're supposed to do for me anyway.
And you give me zero credit for any of it and constantly accuse me of doing nothing. That's why we just got divorced, isn't it? But I have news for you. Being a housewife isn't unemployment, and it isn't an excuse to do nothing all day. You try doing everything that I do and see how it goes for you, please.
But I'm the one paying all the bills and putting food on the table.
And you're mistaken about that, too.
Mistaken? About what?
How much do you think the monthly mortgage payments on this house are anyway?
Why? What does that have to do with anything?
I'll tell you what it has to do with. Your salary alone won't cover them, plus all our other expenses. You'd be flat broke if you had to pay the mortgage on your own.
What do you mean?
You're out drinking all the time and trying to be the big man at your company, but the reality is that your salary alone isn't paying our bills.
Then how have we been getting by? If not on my salary.
I had to use all my savings that I'd accumulated before we got married. That's how.
What?
Yeah, that's right. And just when I was starting to get worried and think that we were going to be in trouble, I got an email from my old boss. So I took them up on their offer, and now it looks like things will work out.
Oh, come on. That's not going to fix the situation. Your salary there is a drop in the bucket.
Do you have a shred of common sense in that head of yours? How do you think I was living in this place before we got married?
I don't know. How?
Do the math! Think about it. I was making enough to live here and pay my bills on my own. Are you even able to do math on your own? Or do you need me to do that for you too? Fine. Suffice it to say that I was bringing home more money than you, okay? And I wasn't wasting any of it on pointless drinking and showing off for anyone.
So, you mean that...
I mean that I don't need your money and I never have. And what's more, I don't need you.
Now, wait just a second.
You're supposed to be a salesman, but you've completely failed to show any decent results.
How would you know anything?
Because your coworkers told me. They told me that you just went and took undeserved credit for one of the new guy's contracts. That's about as low can get.
Those guys had no business telling.
And they also told me that they sympathize with me. Can you believe that? All I could do was thank them and tell them that I understand what they're dealing with every day.
None of you had any business bad-mouthing me to each other.
What can I say? We all mutually understood each other's pain.
Well, all I can say is that those guys just made their work lives a whole lot more difficult.
Oh, that reminds me. They also told me that they plan on taking the matter to your boss to talk it over.
Huh?
Yeah. They said they have proof that you wrongfully took credit for others' accomplishments. They said they're about to bring the whole thing to the bosses to have it investigated.
What are they trying to do to me?
I wonder how that's all going to play out. I'm just your ex-wife, so it has nothing to do with me, but...
Please, you have to put in a word with them for me and try to make them stop.
No. I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. I don't have any of their contact information.
We need to stop them from doing all that right now.
Then I suggest that you forget about me and get yourself to the office right away.
What a mess.
And it's probably a good idea to get yourself a motel room somewhere too. I don't think any of your coworkers are going to want to put up with you anymore. I'm actually really surprised that they were even willing to stay over here the other night, to be honest. Maybe they just wanted to tell me that they feel my pain.
You can shut your mouth now.
Okay, that's your cue to go to a motel or your company or wherever and leave me alone.
I should have known that marrying you would turn out to be nothing but trouble. You're useless.
Hey, you begged me to marry you, remember? And you told me to give up my job. And then you told me you wanted a divorce. I've just done what you've told me to do. Just like I said I would.
Oh, just shut up already. I'm tired of this and I've had enough of you and your games. I hope you find nothing but trouble and strife from now on.
It'll be interesting to find out which of us that happens to. Goodbye and good riddance. And with that, you are blocked. Trevor did end up at a motel for a time, but, not surprisingly, he couldn't afford to stay there long and ended up in a pretty tough financial situation, from what I hear. His colleagues told me that the situation at work had also deteriorated considerably, and that Trevor wasn't the big talker that he once was, and that he'd been reassigned to a position with very little responsibility. Also, Trevor's parents reached out to me and told me that they felt guilty about everything that their son had put me through, and they offered to reimburse me for any expenses that I incurred from all that craziness. They said that he's probably going to be moving back in with them for a while, and that they're looking for a good psychotherapist for him in the Houston area. As for me, I am determined to get a fresh start and throw myself back into my work. I decided that working at home isn't what I want right now, so I'm commuting to the office just like I used to do, and it feels great. I fully intend to put all that behind me and get on with my life. I'll embrace my single life and make the most of it. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to click the like button and give us your opinion in the comment section below. See you in the next video!